Now we want to get the player's gun to damage the enemy as well. So under the FPS controller, just find the handgun. And we have this simple shoot script that is disabled to begin with. So we're just going to click once on the simple shoot script. Now obviously I don't want to change this one because this is working fine for the enemy. So what I'm going to do is just click on it, right click. Oh no, you can't do that. So edit and duplicate. Alright, just to create a second version, just called Simple Shoot 1. Now obviously you will get an error come up about the namespace, not a problem. I'm going to change that now. So just double click this. Okay, now the fact is that the public class is named differently to Simple Shoot 1 and you get all these red lines. Okay, this is a result of using the public instead of the serialized field. This is what happens. Okay, so first of all, it's called Simple Shoot 1, so just change the class name to Simple Shoot 1. Alright, that will solve that issue. Now wherever we get it seems just by changing the class name it seems to have solved some of those public issues, so yeah, okay, not a problem. Just double check that that has actually solved the issue, which I think it has. Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. I was going to change the name of all these to bullet prefab 1, casing prefab 1, so, but it doesn't seem necessary at the moment. Okay, so first of all, it's got an invoke repeating when it starts. We don't need that because we want the player to control when the bullet fires. And I'm not using this. I don't need to worry about this barrel location because I know it's always going to be present. So I'm just going to delete all of that out of the start. Don't need the UI anymore because that is only for the player. Yep, okay. And then obviously just delete the hurt UI out of there. Okay, so the shoot is going to remain exactly the same. We're not going to do anything with that. We do now need an update. So void update. Oh, it's automatically done it for me. Great, okay. And what we want to do in the update is tell it if input.getKeyDown, it's obviously going to be key code, and it's going to be mouse 0. Okay, so in other words, the left click of the mouse. And what we want to do there is basically take this section. We just want it up to there, to be honest. We don't need that save script I've been shot, that's only for the player. Control and C to copy, and Control and paste to put it in there. And obviously we need to close that if statement there. Let's just line this up nicely. Okay, so if save script.bullets is greater than 0, then what we do is we get the component animator and we set the trigger fire, which will obviously initiate this this function here. So it will actually create a new bullet and it will -1 from the amount of bullets you've got. That means that we no longer need this void shooting, so we can actually just erase all of that, just delete it, just get rid of a bit of white space there, and that's it really. That's all we need for our main player simple shoot. So let's just save that, wait for it to update, make sure there's no errors. So we're looking for any red messages, but there are none, which is good. So back to our handgun then, and we're just simply going to drag our simple shoot 1 into the script, which we can't, so we're just going to drag it below then, which is fine. Now we can click on bullet 45. Now we don't want to use this bullet because this is the one that's damaging the player. So what we want to do is once again click on it, edit and duplicate, so we create a second version of the bullet. Back to the handgun, so we're going to drag this bullet into the bullet prefab, and this one's different to that one. For the casing, we're not actually using that, but I'll put it in so that we don't get a null reference exception. The muzzle flash is it's particle effects. Okay, just put it in there. Barrel location, it automatically shows us that. And casing exit location, there it is. Just put them in anyway, even though we're not using the casing exit location. obviously it just saves a null reference exception from happening. And as you can see, the shot power on that one for the initially was set to 750, so we don't want 100, that's too slow. I'm going to go up to 900 on this, and bear in mind, put in any number you like. Okay, so now that we've got that set up, we can now erase this one. We can right click and remove the component. So we only want one, simple shot, shoot one. Now under the bullet prefab, the one that we've just created, let's drag this one into the world. Okay, and what we need to do is basically give it a new tag. So let's add a tag. And this one is obviously going to be P gun. Okay, so with bullet 45mm bullet 1 selected, let's just give it the tag of P gun. Okay, it already has a box collider that's set to a trigger, so now it's going to recognize that it's going to be damaging the enemy. Okay, so what we're going to do is drag this bullet 1 onto bullet 1 there. Just make sure you don't drag it onto the first one, otherwise it will overwrite all those values on that one. Okay, and then just delete this one out of the world. Great, so now that's set up. So whenever you use the handgun now, it's going to use this script. It's going to shoot that bullet into the world, and if it hits the enemy, it will kill the enemy. Now your task is to go to the enemy health and update this with gun damage, and just update the script.